Okay. PTCC. Oh, c'est toi? Ok, super.
J'ai déjà des trucs sur les oreilles, attention, parce que
Ah, pardon.
c'est fragile, mes oreillers.
Ah, je comprends ça.
Alors, ça c'est bon.
Test, Test. Doch, dann können wir es aufzeichnen. Ja. Okay. Good. So, are we good? Sound wise. Are we good? You tell me. Test, Test, Test.
Alors, de quel côté je suis?
Good. Okay. Then we come to the next and last presentation that we have on this floor. And it's my greatest honor and pleasure to welcome the host of this entire floor. So we have Michel, who is the executive director of the PTCC. And before we come to your talk, a big thank you that we're allowed to be here.
Thank you.
Because it was really a pleasure and it's really a nice place. As you see, we customized it a little bit and it was really cozy. At the beginning, I was a bit skeptical that we were outside in this open space and so on, but with the walls and also with the tables, it was really a little bit like a living room for us. And so thanks a lot for that. And as you've been in this space all the time, you probably asked yourself, okay, why do these people have so much space? What are they doing here? And Michel will talk, among other things, about this. So, Michel, I hand over to you.
Thank you. So, hello everyone. So first of all, I would like to apologize because I would have liked to be here on Monday to host you, but that was impossible for me. I was traveling. So it's almost the end of the week, but still it's time to for you to understand what is that program. My presentation is not technical. Okay, so if you want to sleep, you can sleep. But if at some point you want to transfer your own technology or create a startup or something like that, not now maybe, but maybe later, then maybe we can help you if you are in the French lab. Sorry. Okay, so that's supposed to work like this. Yes. Okay, so where are we? So we're in Paris, right? But I mean that program, the PTCC for. Let me go back. Yeah, for programme de transfert au campus cyber. So that's French. Okay, it could have been TPCC, but that's the way it is. So we are part of a much larger program called France 2030. Okay, that logo here. That's a huge program, 54 billions of euros. Okay, it's about everything, including nuclear plants and stuff like that. So we are a very, very small part of that, unfortunately. So that program is composed of some acceleration strategies to use the right word. There is one about cybersecurity. That one includes a lot of things, including the cyber campus in which we are. But there is indeed a network of cyber campuses being built. So there are some others being built, maybe with a different shape in the French regions. Okay, there is one in Britain. There is another one in Normandy, and some others are on their way. There is one in the north, so I will forget a few of them, but there will be present everywhere in France. There is a big research program called PEPR in French, so PEPR if you want to use an English accent, but it doesn't make sense. It's about research and equipment. There is one specific such research program about cybersecurity, okay? And we are here on the left or right if you look at that slide. So our very small thing in this huge amount of money. We are the PTCC, and we are a national program, so we work for the whole, for everyone in France. So the aim of the program is to transfer public research results, okay, to the industry or to use cases about cybersecurity. So the research itself doesn't need to be cybersecurity. It could be social sciences. It could be whatever. But the solutions that are going to be built in that program needs to be cybersecurity solutions. So those are our main action lines. There is one that is currently closed. It's a collaborative research project. It's the goal of that was to start new research projects, pretty big things, but very applied things that could give rise to some transfer opportunities and then go to the rest of the program. We won't have time for that, and so we are refactoring that part of the program in order to have shorter projects and probably more agile projects as well, because big projects are very difficult to to start and to run. So we are working on that. I'll tell you a few words about the transfer project, which is the kind of heart of the program. So what is a transfer project? It's basically a project that gathers um, one or several academic research teams, okay, and one or several industrial partners. It could be a ministry, it could be a public institution, but in general is one research institution together with one industrial. We have another way of transferring technology is by building startups. Okay, so we have a specific part of the program dedicated to entrepreneurship, and we have two other parts of the program that I won't present today. One of them, the ecosystem services, you know it because I guess Rodrigue gave you a presentation yesterday maybe or the day before about the cyber lab here, okay, but Rodrigue is also running scientific animation in this space and in the building, and the goal is to provide, together with the partners of the project, but not only, to provide scientific the opportunities to gather industry in the building and everywhere else in the ecosystem, and research institution, research teams around some technical subject that people are interested in. So I won't speak of that. You ask Rodrigue if you want more information. There is another aspect that I will very brief about. Is run by my colleague Agnès. It's about continuing education, and the goal basically is to produce training modules, okay, dedicated to continuing education, so short modules, not the ones that you as a student have been following in your university. And those modules are supposed to contain the knowledge of the researchers. Okay, so it's state-of-the-art modules, people willing to understand everything about post-quantum cryptography, for instance. Then they would go to one of those modules that will be sent, that will be sold, sorry, by continuing education companies or institutions. Okay. I won't speak about that, but if you want more information about everything, you can contact me or contact directly the people that are mentioned here. So I'll start with entrepreneurship. I'm not taking care of that personally. My colleague François, somewhere else in the space, is running that. The idea is to provide a continuum of services or support, okay, or support things, money sometimes, but not only, to people or researchers willing to transfer their own technology through building a startup. So we provide support for startup projects. For instance, we are able to fund 24 months of salary, so 1 year for 2 people for starting their startup before they run the startup, for thinking, for design products and everything. So that's one thing. We also provide some support for emergence, in the sense that we are able to help funding some PhD. So it's called CIFRE in France. I'm sorry if you're not French, you probably don't know that, but it's a way of having your PhD funded as an engineer in a company, together with a laboratory for the PhD itself. Okay, so in that circumstances, the company needs to pay for the supervision of the research, okay, and we help paying that supervision. So we pay half of it, basically, for startups only, okay. Big companies don't need our help. So that gives the opportunity for a startup to come closer to the world of research and to start collaboration. Okay. We are working. It's not already running on a way of providing of funding scientific advice. Sorry. Given by researchers, typically doctoral students. Okay, not only, but could be students, PhD students. So that scientific advice would be dedicated to giving advices to some startup in general. Again, to make sure that they are completely aware of what the scientific world thinks about what they are doing. Okay, having state-of-the-art information in particular, but also starting a collaboration between research and industry. Okay. And last but not least, we have those transfer projects that were on the 2 slides ago. So that part, this is the part I'm running personally. That's a way of funding, as I said, transfer projects, gathering academic institutions and industrial or public partners. The funding is I mean, not a small funding. Okay, 600k euros. That's a lot for a 2-year project. You have that provides support for hiring 1, 2, 3 engineers working on the project full time. The projects are from 12 to 24 months. Okay, they don't include research. Okay, this is not a research project; it's a transfer project. What we found basically is the funding necessary for the academic partners to hire the engineers. Okay, we also found the industrial partners, but in some limit, to make sure that the money is not the reason they come to the project. They need to be interested in the technology, not in the money. But we can, of course, fund them a little bit. Sorry. There's one thing that is kind original in that kind of project. There's a for project that is published. It's on the website of the program, but it's permanently open. There is no deadline. So it's not a call for project where we wait for 100 propositions to select 20 of them. It's a call for propositions that people can read and ask us for support from the idea to the validation of the project. Okay, so typically myself, I'm spending a lot of time in meetings with people willing to build a project. They have the idea. I talk with them. I tell them to do this and not that. Prepare the whole application documentation. And then to the instruction in French, I don't know how to say, but until the validation of the project. Okay, so we really provide support. The team, the PTCC team, provides support to the project leaders to build their own project and to have them validated. That's about it. We are ready for the Centre Pompidou and having fun. So if you have any question, of course, feel free to ask. No. So you don't have to be in RIA. You probably have to be French. Not French yourself. You can be a foreign student, but you need to belong to a French academic research institution. So it could be CNRS, it could be CEA, it could be a university. Okay, so everyone, the whole French academic community is welcome to apply. The industrial partners, it's slightly difficult. Of course, if it's a French company, there is no problem, it's very easy. If you are a foreign company, then you need to have something in France, okay, and you need to make sure that the value that you will be created will at least part of it, at least a big part of it, will be in France. Okay, that's French money, state money, and it could be difficult if you are even a German company. Unfortunately, it's not a European stuff. It's only French. So it's difficult. If you want two examples. One of the projects have been validated with a continental company, which is a multinational. Okay, but they have something in France, and they were not funded. Okay, they were part of the project, but they didn't need money. No problem. One recent project that we validated a few weeks ago, the industrial partner was from Switzerland, okay, but fortunately they have offices here in La Défense, and they plan to apply and to sell their products to the French ecosystem. So it can be done. It's a bit complex, but that's French money.
Mm-hmm. And how many of the projects do you have? So how much is the overall sum that you distribute? So it's up to 600K per project, if I saw it correctly. And how many projects overall do you typically fund? Do you have 10 projects in parallel running at the moment? Or
so we have currently 5 or 6 projects. We expect to have 20, 30 projects. The program is will be open until 2028. So it's time to apply. Okay, it could be longer, but currently it's 2020.
And what is the return that you want to have for the investments, or what do you expect to receive from the projects?
Nothing.
So that means it's really for fostering the economy and development in France. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So we don't take industrial property. We don't take royalties. We don't take nothing. The only thing that that we must check is that about the projects. No, sorry, it's here. The projects, they have deliverables. Okay, so we check that the objectives are met. We organize some follow-up of the project. We meet, and that's about it.
Cool. Do we have other questions? Somebody wants to know a bit more.
One question here. The money comes from ANR, Agence Nationale de la Recherche, so it's French public money. It's a subvention. Any more questions? Thank you.
Cool. And
Have a
thanks
nice
again,
evening.
Michel, for everything, for the nice presentation and for the hosting.
Thank you.
And I'll come back to you in a second. So basically, we'll more or less leave now for the Centre Pompidou. So that means you can pack, and then we'll go together